Welcome to Whispering Loudly, the award-winning Workshop Whisperer podcast, as featured by Apple, with Rachael Evans, the #1 automotive business coach in the aftermarket, thanks to titanium sponsor Mechanic Desk and gold sponsor Podium.
Whispering Loudly is the Workshop Whisperer podcast. Thank you so much for your support. We love hearing all your reviews and seeing those 5 stars pop up on podcast apps wherever you listen. So don't forget to rate and review us wherever you listen. Do you rate and review your podcast that you listen to? I hope you're a good girl and you do it, Rach. Or do you just show up week after week as just this anonymous person in the corner?
I'm a bit of both, because I'm often driving when I listen to podcasts.
Okay, well, that's
and then I kind of forget.
Me too. Yep.
But if I'm out walking, then I always try and leave a review.
You know what's handy is when the host goes, pause this now, write a review, then come back to the podcast. So we'll put some thinking music on for a second. You go do that and then come back to us. And coming up today, you've written in, hey, maybe it's you. Maybe it's like that moment where as a kid or something you wrote into a magazine and then you saw your little letter pop up. Remember the old days of magazines where people would write into a column and your letter pops up? That might be you today. I had it once in Dolly.
I was going to say, Dear Dolly. The guys listening to this are going to be like, what?
No, they would have been maybe more into video hits.
Yeah.
Yes.
Learn tips and strategies from the comfort of your lounge room to make your auto repair shop hum in Workshop Whispers. Want to find out how the Workshop Whisperer team can put your auto repair shop on the path to business success? Head to www.workshopwhisperer.com/whispering loudly to claim your free workshop success session with the team.
Whispering Loudly is the Workshop Whisperer podcast, and today is our Workshop Whispers episode. Randall is with us. Hey, Randall from Penhurst in New South Wales. And he asks, I notice in many of your YouTube training videos that you talk a lot about culture and why it's important to hire based on it. It's so difficult for me to let go of employees because of the current labour shortage, but I'm so sick of workplace drama. Here. What should I look for when hiring, and what other options do I have in employing a new team member to fit my culture?
Yeah, so this is a cool question for a couple of reasons.
Get them to listen to Boy George Culture Club. No.
Yeah, because it's so topical with what's going on, especially across Australia and New Zealand with the skills shortage. But when it comes to a great culture, we need to sometimes think outside the square.
Yeah.
Like, if we look on the skills shortage side, we don't just have to keep looking inside Australia or New Zealand to find the talent, because we're scrambling around, in a pool that's pretty much dried up. And, the statistics are that we're one technician short for every workshop in Australia, which is about 35,000 technicians.
Wow, if you've got boys out there and they're not doing, or girls, they're not doing too well at school, or they get to age 15, they want to trade, that sounds like a good one, huh?
There's definitely opportunities for long-term employment, that's for sure. I think that in terms of hiring to fit your culture, you first have to understand what that culture is. What is it that you've created? What are the values that you stand for, so that you know when you go to recruit if they're in that person or not? Now, you can train for skill, but you can't train for the things that people should have learnt before they got to you. So common sense, good manners, a team attitude, those types of things. They have to have come from, where they grew up and school even.
And their personality. I mean, for one station once, I worked in Sydney and then went to work on the Sunshine Coast, and their culture was to be laid back. And I was always at them, the promos aren't done, the website, I'm in a flap over in the corner. I didn't fit the culture. They all went to the pub at midday, that was the culture.
Yep.
I was working really well, but because there was not that mesh, it was creating dramas for everyone. So everyone was annoyed by me tapping them on the shoulder about stuff.
Definitely.
So it's not just work ethic, is it?
No, definitely not. And I think that we should, while many workshop owners think that it's cost prohibitive, we should be looking to who we can bring in to the country on a work visa. It's, that is an option, that if you've been trying to recruit without success, you should definitely consider talking to the Philippines Recruitment Company, for instance, who specialise in bringing technicians into the automotive industry. Speak to Greg Holmson there.
Yeah, and we've done an episode with him before if you want to write that down and then put in the search bar and listen to his episode because it's fascinating.
Yeah, and, there's work for you to do to ensure that Filipino recruit successfully integrates themselves not just into your business and your culture, but into the community as well. And the faster you can connect them with some other Filipinos in your area, the better that connection is that they will make with you and your team. So we've had clients who have used the Philippines Recruitment Company this year and they've brought them into regional Victoria. And I thought, this is going to be difficult for them to connect them to community. But no, they just asked around and, there were already a few Filipino workers on a similar visa. So once they're connected there, they feel comfortable.
They'll feel grounded.
Making housing arrangements and they've got people to talk to in their native language and all that kind of thing. And they're great workers. And they've got that work ethic, but they're also got that polite, well-managed.
They tend to have strong morals too.
That's it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Want to find out how the Workshop Whisperer team can put your auto repair shop on the path to business success? Head to www.workshopwhisperer.com/whispering-loudly to claim your free workshop success session with the team.
Dylan from Como in New South Wales asks, "Hi Rach, I love the recent mechanic desk training you hosted. I've been in business for close to 9 years now. Congratulations. And I'm extremely grateful that I've consistently booked out and have the systems in place for it essentially to run without me." Hey, are you writing this email from Hawaii? What are you doing? I was wondering whether I should consider opening another shop or growing the one I already have. I feel like I've hit a roadblock in terms of growth.
Hey, Dylan. So glad you loved the mechanic desk training. We loved hosting it. I think that there's a couple of questions you need to ask of yourself, first of all, because there's no blanket answer to this one. There's multiple reasons why you could have hit a growth roadblock. Could be you personally, that you've hit a ceiling and you've got some limiting beliefs around how big the business could actually be. Or it could be that you've got things operating a certain way in the business and it doesn't allow for growth. It could be a toxic team member that's putting the rest of the team off and that's not allowing for growth. What I recommend you do not do is think that you can just go and open up another site and duplicate the result that you have at the current one and think that that's going to make you more money.
I think a lot of people do that, right?
They do.
Yes.
They do. And
so why can't you do it, Rach?
Well, because you can, but you're just going to have twice the headaches that you have right now because we've got a system in Workshop A that there's something wrong with it because the growth is limited. So if we only know to do at Workshop B what we've done at Workshop A, we're just going to create 2 workshops that are growth limited, which is going to cause us twice the headaches. Now, don't go and be the leader of a second team.
So that's like putting your problems down over there and then going over somewhere else. Hoping they don't follow.
That's it.
We understand now.
Yeah, so don't be the leader of a second team when you haven't solved all the problems of the first one because you'll just have double trouble.
They'll just come back and bite you on the bottom.
That's it. So ask the questions, deep dive. We work with 16 financial benchmarks in our engine room program at the Workshop Whisperer. And I'd say that if we ran the benchmarks against your financials, Dylan, that you'd be coming up short in a number of areas. But if you weren't, you would have unlimited growth.
Unlimited growth. Oh, my goodness. There's a podcast, Unlimited Growth with Rachael Evans.
I like it.
Yeah. If you want to listen to a little bit more of these questions, you just need to put Workshop Whispers in your search bar and we'll see you again in a minute. Otherwise, thanks for listening and please rate us 5 stars wherever you listen.
Thanks for listening to Whispering Loudly, the award-winning Workshop Whisperer podcast, as featured by Apple with Rachael Evans, the #1 automotive business coach in the aftermarket. Thanks to titanium sponsor Mechanic Desk and gold sponsor Podium.